Let's jump into our first color, which is going to be green. So I'm using crayons today, but you can use anything you have in your art box with the same colors. If you want, go ahead and look for that green, and we're going to use it on a few different parts of our beep's body. So let's start out right underneath the eyes here. We're going to use it with this area. And again, any green you have, if it's a regular green, that would be great, but you can use anything you have available in your art box. Let's go ahead and start to outline it as we go. And I thought this was a really fun page for us to do today because Beep has a lot of things in this page. If you notice, he has many wonderful books behind him, and he's also reading a book. So we can take a look and color those in just a little bit. And if you've noticed, all the way on the side of Beep, here at the very bottom, he also has some milk and cookies. So he has a little snack for his reading time. So let's keep going here and coloring this in with our green. And what I like to do is, once we finish with this green on our Beep's body, I do want to use it on a few different areas as well. So we'll use it in a few different places today. So once you finish coloring in Beep's face here, let's skip this middle area. We'll use a different color for that in just a moment, but we do want to color this area here in green as well. So let's go ahead and continue moving along our coloring page and using that green. So we have this curved shape where I will outline it first for myself just to make it a little easier. You can always do that too, and then come back and join us. This middle area here we'll also leave in white, this box that we see in the middle of Beep's body. Let's just outline it so we do not color in there, because we are saving that for another color in just a little bit. So let's continue to go along from left to right and color around this arm. That will also be another color in just a little while. And we can go ahead, and now we have a little more room. Once you get to this area here, it's a lot more fun because you have more room to work with. It's all fun, but this is just a little easier on the hand. You can just move a little quicker. And if we're moving a little fast, you can always hit that pause button and come right back in. Join us a little later if you need to. So let's go now and color this in around that glass there of what looks to be some milk or something to drink, something refreshing. So now here, this little area underneath the book, we do want to color this as well with this same green. So just get that little area as best as you can. Okay, perfect. So now with this same green, why don't we color a few of the books behind our Beep in green? So I'd like to make many of these books different colors just to have a beautiful, colorful page at the end. So I'm just going to randomly pick some books and make just a few of them green. You can have creative freedom. You can color any of these books any colors you want. If you want to mix and match, make sort of a rainbow look, that would be a lot of fun. Or you can color all of the books the same color, anything you want. I would encourage you to try some different colors on these books. As we know, books come in many different sizes and colors, and that's what I want to do here today on this page. So I'm going to select that book. Let's pick another book, maybe one here in the middle, right in here, this little small one with that green as well. Beautiful. All right. Excellent. So now that we finished with that green, what we're going to do next is we're going to pick another green, but this is a darker green. So this is called Pine Green from Crayola. If you have a darker green available, go ahead and grab that from your art box. If you don't have another green, it's okay. Use the regular green again on some of these areas that we'll be coloring next. So right here above Beep's eyes, we do want to color in these eyebrows with this darker shade of green. In the StoryBots movie, we do see that there are 2 shades of green on Beep. So we're just trying to color it in that way here today, if you have those colors available. So now, once you have the eyebrows colored in, this little area here where the mouth is, we do want to color that in with this darker shade of green. And when you see these 2 greens side by side, you start to see the difference on how it makes our beep look a little different with these two shades of green, just like that. And now the next part that we'll use for this green is right here, that the area, the box in white, we want to color that in now with this darker shade of green. So just take your time, color around the arm. We'll be leaving that for another color in just a little bit. And underneath that book, moving on to the middle, just like that. So just take your time. It does not have to be perfect. Just do your best and forget the rest. Having a fun time coloring here at Sam's Cool Colors. And if you want to leave me a comment with any other fun characters or StoryBot characters you'd like to see here on the channel, just let me know. We can always work those in and do those step by step together. Wonderful. So now we finished coloring in those areas with our darker shade of green. Now we're going to move on to our next color, which is going to be red. So in your art box, take a moment to find the color red, and let's color in a few different areas here with this red. Let's start out with the book. I want to make the book that Beep is holding. I actually want to make this in red, but you can choose any color you want to feature this book that Beep is holding. I just decided for red just to make it pop a little bit, since it's very close to the greens that we have on Beep's body. So let's go ahead and continue as we outline that book. Work around the hand. Beep's hand we'll color in just a little bit with a different color, and just feel free to color in that book in that red or any color you chose for this book on your own coloring page. That's the beautiful thing about coloring and being creative and artwork in general. You can always be as creative as you want to be. Okay, so now let's move down to the feet on our Beep, which will also be red. So these little wheels are Beep's feet. So let's go ahead and make these wheels. That's how he moves around. So let's go ahead and make these red as well. These circles, you can color those in very quickly. And now I want to do something that we did before, which is use our color on a few books here behind our Beep. So let's use red on any books you want. So I'll pick this book here to do in red, just like that, very easily. And why don't I pick one more book? Let's just say this one up here also is a red book. Again, you can be as creative with the book colors as you want. Looks like Beep is having a wonderful time reading in this particular page. Hopefully you all do too. Have a fun time reading. I know I love to read and learn new things. So move your red to the side once you're finished there. And let's move on to the next color, which is yellow. So with yellow, we're only going to use it on some books. So why don't we go ahead and grab any random books you want. Let's say I choose this book here to make this one yellow. And once you get to this area, I want to try to leave some of these areas white, just because that shows the pages. Usually pages are in white, but if you want to color in these same areas, you can do that too. It'll make your page a little more colorful, but I want to leave these areas where the pages are in white, just to show the white pages you usually see on the books. Let's skip around, and let's say I pick the book on the very bottom here to be yellow as well. I have a few books in yellow, few books in red, and of course that green. But with the different color books, you start to see how it gives you a different effect. And I'll pick one more. I will pick this one here in the middle to be yellow as well. So I have 3 books actually that are in that yellow color. So now that I'm finished with the yellow, we can move on to our next color, which is going to be gray. So in your art box, take a moment to find the color gray. And let's use this on a few small spaces on our coloring page. First, on Beep's hands. So Beep's hands that are holding the book right here, let's color that in with our gray. And then we want to do the same with the next hand. And now, once we've colored in Beep's hands, let's go ahead and use it on the plate that is holding the cookies. So the cookies are actually on top of a plate. So let's use the gray to just color in the plate and not leave it white. We can give it a little bit more color on a page, just like that. Great. You're all doing a terrific job today. So let's move on to our next color, which is going to be a tan. So if you have a tan or a brown color, that would work great. And again, we're going back to that cookie dish. So let's just color in these cookies very quickly. These yummy cookies that Beep has while he's reading. We'll color those in with that tan or brown color that you have in your art box. So once you finish coloring in those cookies, let's move on to the color orange. So in your art box, find the color orange, and we're going to use this on a few different places. The first is right here on Beep's arms. So Beep's arms, we will use orange. And here we only see one of Beep's arms right over here. So just use that orange, color it in as best as you can. And we also will use it on Beep's legs. So Beep's legs right over here that are attached to those wheels. Let's color those in orange. Next, let's pick a few books behind the Beep to make sure that we can add some more color to the page. So right over here, I'll just randomly choose a few books. I'll choose this book here and make this orange, just like that. And next, I will choose a book right here, make that orange as well. And why don't we do one more? Maybe this here. You don't see much of the book, but this little line here is the cover of the book. So let's just make that orange there. So again, you can have any freedom you want to do with the random colors here, but I just decided to pick a few. And now we're moving on to our final color, which will be blue. So in your art box, find the color blue, and we're going to use this on a few different places. Let's use it first to color in the cup that is holding some of the milk that Beep has here on the page. So let's use it around where the liquid is. So you see in the middle we have that liquid on the coloring page. Let's leave that white so it looks like it's milk. And then what we could do is just color around it. You see how I'm coloring all the way around it, and I'm coloring in the rest of that cup to give us that effect of a cup there, or a glass. And then let's go and use this blue on a few different books. So I left a few books here in white. I'm just going to go back in with this blue and color this in with this color to finish out the rest of the books that are behind our Beep. So just coloring in these thin lines and moving on down to the last book here that I did leave in white. And it's just a little piece that you see, but when you start to color in these thin lines, it all makes sense. And you have a bunch of beautiful, colorful, fun books behind our Beep. So now we finished coloring Beep from StoryBots together using 8 colors.